Had to remember where that came from. I'm a little rusty at this. What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, Think Magazine, put into geek, and you got me. And welcome. It's been a while since I've done a live, and now I'm doing a live again. I figured I'd do it on a Friday when we're having a tornado warning go over our heads right now. I'm in beautiful Madison, Wisconsin. And of course, that's what's going on right now. So I think I got everything set up. Let me know if you can hear, if it sounds good, if it doesn't sound good, if I need to fix something, because like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. So anyway, if you haven't been to the channel before, I cover a lot of tech reviews and stuff like that. I'm actually going to be going to the National Association of Broadcasters, what's called NAB show, NAB show. And I'm going to be there Sunday, which is funny because I'm going to be in a city where they'll have an event that I really always wanted to go since I was like teeny, tiny, weeny guy. and I can't go. And the tickets are like $2,000. I won't get too much into it, but if you're talking WrestleMania, it's going to be night 2, or I'm going to be there the day for night 2. And then, of course, I won't be going because I'll be at the NAB show, learning about the video and the audio and stuff like this. Because there's going to be a lot of AI that they're talking about. And they, just like in years past. Now, last year I couldn't go to NAB show. So being here this year was very important. I'm only going to be there for something like, well, depending on when I can fly in, depending on if there's flights, knock on wood, that it will be a very short trip for me, mostly 2 days, basically. So I'm going to be rocking and rolling that way and get a lot of stuff here. So I do want to say hi to Shane. Yeah, I saw you there. How you doing? Well, the old memories. That's awesome. So, so he's Tink Boy 71. You're in Seattle, if I remember correct, right? I think you're in Seattle. But anyway, we won't get too much into personal details. But the whole point is that you're here, I'm here, we're here, and of course, Suno is here. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And so basically, I've talked about Suno before. I've done a couple live sessions, and I've done a couple videos over on Geekazine, over at geekazine.com or youtube.com/Geekazine, where you can subscribe, comment, and bell notifications so you know when the next video comes out. You know all that, right? You know all that. So, anyway, so yeah, I am going to, and I'm going to do this first. Yeah, there we go. That's going to look a little bit better. And I don't think I have any of my graphics set up on this thing. For some of you who don't know, I had there it is. Yeah, I had my computer die about a month and a half ago. And so I'm still trying to figure out where everything is. Um, and I had to re-put together my vMix so it would work. But anyway, it looks, we'll go graphic free. And of course, if I want to, I will, I'll put it all back later. That's how that works. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. If this is the first time that you come over, thank you very much. And well, I'm going to try and do a lot more lives because one of the things I really wanted to do is I do a lot of unboxings and first looks now, but haven't done many tutorials. And there's a lot of things that are coming out here, including Suno. And it's just amazing what you can do. Now, what we're going to do today is we are going to, well, we can make a song if you want, but I'll show you all of that because I've been on Suno for a few years now, and I'll tell you why I like Suno. We'll talk a little bit about the ethics of AI music because you've probably heard that 1,000 times over from 1,000 different people. So why not hear it from me too, right? That's how that works. But anyway, we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about what I'm doing. I've been doing in the last week with Suno because for me, Suno's always been something for the background. Like for instance, a lot of the videos that you listen to over on geekazine.com, if you listen, there's background music. It's usually it's something from Suno because I can create it. And it's great because I'm able to bring that all in. Let's see if I can find something really quick that you can listen to. Let's do. I did a whole bunch. We did a show, and I need a bunch of surf music that could be streamed without any type of copyright issue. So I created a whole bunch of those. But yeah, like this one right here. Let's get that volume up. And yeah, I muted it over here. So let's bring this up. So you get a nice hello. Learning about my blanket in the sand. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Nice and chill, nice and relaxed. So you can do a lot of different music like that. And in fact, here, let me show you what I'm doing here. By the way, we are doing the dual stream. So if you are on a vertical stream and you're missing something, go over to the horizontal stream because that'll do. There is no way to do the fit on there, and I didn't have time to set up a dual stream option to that. And I know that there are some programs out there that allow you to do that. So, but anyway, so this is where we are. We're in Suno. Let's start here. We'll pause that. We'll start here because that's where I really wanted to start. This is Suno. It's been around for gosh, what, 3 years now? Going on 3 years. They are what I feel is one of the best AI audio systems. Now, nothing's perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. If you put in an AI song, you write up an AI song, you all of a sudden you might get something that sounds like, I don't know, something copyrighted. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I don't know. We did some Christmas stuff, and and that was the biggest test, was anything that was on the borderline of copyright versus open source, or where all the copyright is over. I can't think of the word. I, I'm at a blank. This is what happens when you go live. You forget words. I forget words. I forget my name. But anyway, the whole point is that I went through the gamut of all the AI audio programs that were out there at the time, and I did this a couple times in this span, and out of all of them, Suno seemed to make the least copyright errors out there. Was it the best? That's a different argument. It's all about the prompts. Just as we know with AI, it's all about the prompts. It's all about what you can nail things down. And of course, it's all about the memory of the prompt. Like, for instance, I've always said with ChatGPT, if you say, do this, 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 it might do the first 4 things and forget the rest. And it's like, well, what about this, 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 and this? And they go, oh, yeah, I could put that in. They put those in, the first 4 things go away. You got to be very careful on that, because a lot of things, especially because you might like something. You might like the way that somebody sings something in Suno, and then all of a sudden you redo it and they're not singing it that way, and there's no way that you can get it back. Now, Suno since then has made a lot of really cool changes where you can do stuff like that, very similar. Like, for instance, if you don't like a lyric that was put in there, you could actually change the lyric. Or if you want to take something out, you can do that. You can rearrange sections. You can do that. And that's what I love about this. But so far, hands down, and I haven't done a comparison for 2026. I know there's a couple new ones out there, but so far, I am a big Suno fan. And that's where I go for all of my music. And by the way, this is not sponsored. I'm paying for this out of my pocket, and all opinions are my own over at Geekazine. You can go over to geekazine.com/review to find out more about that. All right. So we've got Suno here. And if you're watching on the horizontal, I know that looks a little weird, but because the vertical, so they can see it and you can see it. That's the way that we have things set up here. So, but you can make any song you can imagine. So you can come in here and say, make a puppy dog. Let's do that and hit create. Look at that. It's starting to make puppy dogs right there. Now, we didn't say instrumental, so we'll have some really weird lyrics. Maybe we'll have a dog barking. I don't know. That's the beauty of this, is I don't know what's going to happen, but it gives us 2 options to choose from. And we can listen to them pretty close to right away. Like, for instance, we can listen to this one right now as it's still creating, and then this one's sitting in limbo, waiting and waiting. So let's listen to this one really quick, and the first one. Let's do the first one. So we're going to bring this back up. Tiny paws on the kitchen tile. You slide, you scramble, you smile. Chewed my laces, stole my sock. Now you're king of the cardboard box. Puppy dog heart, you got me. Hey! Chasing you around this room all day. Every little bark, every So that's the first one. That's a pretty good song. So let's go to the second one. Little glockenspiel in there. Same lyrics, by the way. You smiled, chewed my laces, stole my sock, now you're king of the cardboard box, puppy dog heart. All right, so we have two different versions, and of course, if we dig deeper into it, let's go back in here. Now we can see the lyrics that it wrote, and we can like it. We can send it to the radio, send it public. I keep most of my songs private because they're creations that I do for my videos and things like that. So, but there are a couple that I do have public, and you could find me on Suno, suno.com/Geekazine, I believe. And by the way, we also, if you want to try out Suno, well, I do have a code down there over at youtube.com/Geekazine. You can check that out. Just click on the link. And of course, that helps me keep the lights on and keeps me creating all this cool stuff. So, but anyway, that's Puppy Dog Heart. You can see it's got even a little AI image of a puppy dog right there. And these are the lyrics. And the one thing about this is I could go in and I could, where'd it go? I could go in and I could edit everything. So we could go remix edit and open an editor. Oh, that's the editor. I messed that up. But anyway, this is actually pretty cool. If you've got the pro version, if you got the basic version, you can't get this. But if you do the pro editor, you can do the song editor. As you can see, I can move some stuff around here and change how it works. I could actually change some lyrics in here. And I was doing that for another song that I'm working on for somebody else, and have a lot of fun with that. But what I was looking for was the editor. Let's just go back here. And we will go. I know I saw that. Where was that? It's not song details. Yeah, the song details. You can change those. But in here, you can do a lot. You can get stems. You can create a remaster, a song radio, remix or edit it. You can open up an editor like we did. We can open it up in Studio. That's where you need a Premiere plan. I don't have the Premiere plan for that. You can open it up into, where is it? Song details. That's song details. I can't believe. Oh, I think it's remix edit. Yeah. Okay. So we can mash up, we can extend, we can adjust, we can reuse the prompt. That's where I'm looking for. So with the reuse prompt right here, it's moved since 5.0, I believe. And it every now and then things move. You know how that works. So, but the whole idea is there we have the lyrics right here. So if I see that it says, what is it? Tiny paws on the kitchen tile. If I don't like that line, I can change that out and create a new song with the same styles and a lot more. Now, if you look in here, there's all the lyrics right there. Let's expand that. There's all the lyrics. And you, like I said, you can change that. You can add in another chorus or a solo or things like that. You have the styles area. Now, I don't think I can expand that, but with the styles area, if you notice, it's got a lot of text in here. It's basically saying bright acoustic pop with male vocals, brush snare, hand claps, and a bouncy upright bass. So I could turn it into death metal if I wanted to, just by changing the prompts. And if you notice, it's very prompt heavy. So with some of these, if I want a certain speed, if I want it fast or slow, how many beats per minute. The average song is 120 beats per minute. So if I want it a little bit slower, I can go 110 beats per minute or 150 beats per minute. If I really want something that's just going to be all over the place. So with these styles, you can then change that. But of course, you can also do an instrumental. And we can't do that through here because we have the lyrics. But if we create a new one, we can change that to instrumental. We have more options down here. There we go. And we can exclude styles. So if I don't want a polka being one of the songs, I can say don't make it into a polka. Don't give out 5 voices. I only want 3 voices. Things like that. Vocal gender, you can go male, female. Lyrics mode, you can go manual or auto, where you can change the lyrics, or you can have them create something. Weirdness. So if you want something Weird Al-ish, then you can move up and down the slider. And then of course the style influence, the main style, you really want to drive that. Like for instance, if it's a real country song, you want that twang sound to it. You'll probably want to bring up the style influence from there. And of course you can change the name of the title right there. That's Puppy Dog Heart, and saving it into your workspace and everything like that. So that's basically just creating any song. And that's what's really cool about it. But there's so many different features on here that have been added. It's just amazing. Like Inspo, the voice, and the audio. Voice is the newest one. So we're going to show you really quick before we do. You can also go to the older models. I started on V2. And of course, you could hear the songs on V2. They were very digital. And so with the V3, V3.5, if you're not paying for it, you're up to 3.5, or you might be 4.5, actually. Yeah, actually 4.5. All these other ones are on the Pro model, and I'm guessing that there's going to be a model that will be on the Premier eventually. But it's gotten better and better each time. In fact, I've taken a few songs that I wrote on 3 and 3.5 and put it into at the time 5, and it is the exact same song, but it sounded a lot better. And that's what I liked about it. So anyway, those are the custom models. We're staying on 5.5 in the Pro area because I wanted to show you that. And then of course we have the simple, this is the simple area where you just say, hey, make me a puppy dog. And then you can turn on instrumental, turn that off, and you can add audio. You can add lyrics from here. We have the advanced, which is where we were. And then you have the sounds. And then you can describe a sound you want. Like, so let's say footsteps. And we can loop that or one shot that. And we can say how fast we want it. We can do anything with key or anything like that. Hi, how you doing? All right. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We've got definitely from there. And of course, if you want to help out the channel, you can send a top fans tip in there of $5. I think I have set, but you can also go over to venmo.com/Geekazine and do a one-time tip, or be part of the Patreons over at patreon.com/Geekazine. Little as $1 a month, and you're part of that. So, all right, we have two quick footsteps. They're 6 seconds. So this is the first one. All right, and there's the second one. It'll instantly go to the next. And we go to puppies again. So the whole point is that if you want better footsteps, you say footsteps in the sand using moccasins or Buster Brown shoes or whatever you want. Maybe it's on a hard surface, maybe they're tap shoes. You want all those different sounds. You really put that into the prompt and try and get something like a tap dance to a flamenco, not a flamenco. Yeah, flamenco or anything like that. Or you can't do like singing in the rain because it'll say, hey, copyright. It should do that, but you'll be able to do some sound effects. So if you're a YouTube creator, this is also a great area to do a lot of cool things. So like, for instance, the sound is, I could say, have a man with a weird voice say 1 minute later. That would be me. And it creates 1 minute later. There we go. 2 seconds. You'll start with this one. That's also 2 seconds.
1 minute later. Have a man with a weird say. 1 minute later. 1 minute later.
I love the
1 minute later. Have a man with a weird say. 1 minute.
Have a man what a weird say. Yes, so you also get some of that fragmented stuff. It just happens. And so that's pretty cool. But you can take that and now you can download it and you can edit that out if you need to. I usually download to WAV files. That's in the Pro plan. So I can download it as a WAV and then I can make my cuts and then I can put it into my video and then go from there. So with this, I could actually I could even probably put in some text and have, I don't know, have something say, like, for instance, if we go back over to, where is it? Oh, I must have, there we go. So we get some text like this and we'll go studio, blah, 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 blah. And we will copy that. Whoops. I was going to copy it and paste it in here, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So, all right. With that said, Shane goes, I might have missed it, but can you add sounds like Ed Sheeran as far as... Yes and no. If you say Ed Sheeran, most likely it's going to say, no, I can't do that. Not as much because of the copyright, but more the fact that it doesn't know. It's not the large learning model is not focused on events or people. So it's not going to go, it's not looking for somebody's voice. But if you go to like ChatGPT, for example, and you say, I want to do something looks like, or it sounds like Ed Sheeran, how would I prompt that? Then ChatGPT will give you something more of in the line that you could put in here and get as close as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but you could give it a try and see what happens there. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's try it. Change that out and we'll go. Oops. We'll go Obama. I have a feeling this is going to, because it won't know. It's not going to know what Obama does. I could be wrong. We'll find out in a second.
1 minute later. Have Obama say. 1 minute later. 1 minute later. Have Obama say.
Yeah. So it does not work that way. So sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, so now you get the idea that we can do a lot more than just create a song from this, but we can create songs. And that's the one thing that I love to do because, like I said, when I'm trying to make something for my videos, I've got a library now to do a whole bunch of background music. But I started thinking to myself, and I did this when it was at 3.5. I wasn't too impressed with it. And I basically tried to take some of my old songs and bring them into Suno. And they didn't have the features that they have now that allows you to bring in stuff to make it better. In fact, you probably saw it on Facebook. You probably saw it on other ads, Instagram or whatever, where they're sitting there and they're saying, I do this. I go, ooh, ooh, ooh. And all of a sudden it's like, ooh, or whatever. In fact, we will be doing that in a minute and you'll see what the difference is. And then what they'll do is they'll take sections and then they'll get results and then they'll take those results and they'll put them into songs. So it's not the whole song. It's just one little bit where it's like, I want to turn this thing into like a chorus. So, I want that chorused. I almost did Billy Joel, and then I almost did Seven Nation Army. Got to watch out for that. But the point is that it will then come back with something that you can watch, you can listen to, and then you can tweak, and then you find the right one, and then you're good to go. This is all based on a credit system, by the way. So every time that you do something, you're going to be taking credits, and they refresh every month when you pay your bill. So you can do that again and again and again. So, all right. So we've done that. Let's go over to the simple area. And I just want to show you the simple really quick. And that's just basically song description. You can say instrumental or not. You can get inspiration from down here. And then, of course, we have the advanced. Now, this is where we're going to do a whole bunch more. And I'm going to refresh this page because I want to wipe everything out on there. We have the audio where you can upload audio, record audio, or whatever. And then you have your voice. And you can create a voice. Now, I've already created a persona. I don't remember what it is. I think this is one of the videos that I did. So I created a voice from that. So I can do my voices or I can do favorites. So let's go with my voices. Let's create a voice. And it says add your voice to the mix. Now keep in mind, this is your voice. And so it's going to be asking you a few times, are you sure you have the permission to use your voice? And if you do, hey, that's great. If you're trying to use somebody else's voice to deep fake or something like that, not good. So anyway, we're going to record. We can select from library. We can upload audio, but we're going to record. We got to check that box first, and then we hit record. And then when I do this, I'll sing something in my natural voice, and then it will start recording. So let me think about this for a second. And oh, I just realized something. I don't have a microphone set up on here. Whoops. Yeah, I think I could do that. No. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do this. I didn't think about this part. So as you can see, it's not doing anything here. But if I do it let's do it this way. I'm going to X this out. And I'm working on a different computer for this, so I don't cause any feedback. But I am going to open up a new Chrome. Give me a second. There we go. So you don't know the difference now. Anyway, so we're going to go back to create. And let's see, where were we? We were going to do the voice. And we're going to create a new voice. And then we check that box and we hit the record. And hee hi ho, hee hi hee ho, hee hi hee ho, hee hi hee ho, hee hi hee ho. You could pause it and restart it if you want to. So you could do something like a broken tape method, like with The Who and Baba O'Reilly. But we'll just do it like this. So this is good. So we're going to say done. And now, and you need to be at least 10 seconds. So we're at 18 seconds. I'm going to trim that beginning part out. So now it's just me. You can't hear it because you hear it through the speakers. So I'm going to say use voice. And it says, we just need to verify your voice. Harmonious melodies fill the quiet evening air. And it might have failed because I was explaining to you while it did that. So we will do that. We'll probably have to do that again. And I was getting some fails last week when this first came out because, oh, it got it. Perfect. Because everybody was doing it at the same time. So how would you like to describe your singing? I'm going to say beginner because I really didn't have anything. So I got my recording. And you can say that I could say like, this is a, whoops. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's say my voice, April 17th. That sounds good. Style tags. No, we won't do that. We're just going to save it. There. Now the voice is successfully saved. So now it's right here. And I am just going to say lyrics. We'll just have it create some lyrics. Write a full song. Write lyrics. Let's see what it does. I'm just from complete scratch there. Breakfast at the laundromat. I love it. We'll do that one. Okay. Style. Can Could do Gabba. We could do chaotic sound. What do we want to do? Cool thumbnail. Which thumbnail was that? Sorry about that. Missed that. So anyway, we could let's see a style. Let's say I don't want to do country. It seems that Suno likes to default to country, and I don't want to do too much rock. Let's do polka. No, I don't want to do polka. Let's do waltz. Waltz, accordion with stand-up bass. We'll go 105 beats per minute in the key of B flat. And it might not do B flat. It might not do 105 beats per minute, but you've told it to do it. So we'll see what happens here. We got the options once again. Do we want it to be a little bit weirder? Do we want, how much of the audio influence do we want to put in there? So we'll choose that, and we won't do it as weird. We'll try and stay with the style, and then we'll say breakfast at the laundromat, and we'll hit create. Now I'm going to minimize this because it should show up here if I refresh this. There we go. And it's taking a couple minutes. Go with Plunderphonics. Was that one of them? Plunderphonics? I missed that. Sorry. All right, here's the first one. Breakfast at the laundromat.
Quarters stuck in the slot. I shake the machine like it owes me a favor. Last night's socks in a knot smell like cheap perfume and bad behavior. You walk in with a paper cup, wet hair, old banty. You laugh, these dryers eat my change, then sit across from me. Breakfast at the laundromat, bagel crumbs on a plastic chair. You draw a heart on the fogged up glass like you're doodling in the air. Spinning shirts and
This is awesome.
thoughts. I don't know what to do.
What do you guys think?
Falling in love at 7
Oh, hey, Mind's Eye.
a.m.
Didn't see you there.
Breakfast at the laundromat. You say you missed your train, shrug like that's
Okay, you get the idea. There's a second one, so this will be a little bit different, but pretty much the same.
Quarter stuck in the slot. I shake the machine like it owes me a favor. Last night's socks in a knot smell like cheap
Okay, you get the
perfume.
idea. So now we have two different versions. We can go back, we can adjust lyrics, we can do all that stuff. So, and that was just from me doing a simple hum into the voice. This is all great, and I love this, but this is where I feel that a lot of musicians will really start to love this. And this is one of the things that I saw way back at the beginning when I thought to myself, okay, yeah, I could put lyrics in and I could say, hey, make me a country song with these lyrics. And then I would come back with some results and I would listen to it. It's like, yeah, I don't like that style. Let's try this again. Let's do a little bit of tweaking. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I like that style. It's great. And then I have a song, and then I can take that song. And there's also you can take it to other websites and have them transcribe it. And even now with Suno, you can take it, get the stems, so you can take out the vocals. So if I wanted to sing it, then I can. And if I wanted to play guitar, I can take out the guitar and play the guitar part, things like that. So I love this. But with 5.5 coming out, I really wanted to try this, and that was a bunch of basement tapes that I made long time ago. I've been a part of what was called is called FOM. That's February Album Writing Month. Every February they have a challenge to write 14 songs in 28 days. 14.5 songs if it's leap year. But it's on off season right now. But they are, and it was a good friend of mine, Burr, who was the one that put this together. Been doing it for many years. I got on, I think the second year, back in 2007, 2008, something like that. And I wrote 14 songs. And the challenge really is just to write 14 songs. But a lot of us were like, okay, yeah, we can write 14 songs, but then we can try and record those 14 songs and then show people what we do. And so kind of grew into that area. So, and a lot of it is just basically, I wasn't sitting in a studio. I was sitting in front of my computer, my guitar in my hand or my piano on the side or whatever, singing into the microphone, just getting it done to get to the next song. You don't think about the finality of it. You just think about putting out the song and seeing if people will enjoy the song. There was a spin-off to FOM where you could actually write 14. It was write, produce, and create a record in 14 days. So it's kind of like the writing a book in the month of November. The Mono, Whoa, Cho, whatever that was. So FOM, February Album Writing Month, that's where it got started. So I started and I thought I had some great songs. And I still do. And so there we go. So I wanted to take those songs and see if I could take those basement tapes and turn them into something that's a little bit more. So I've put in a couple already because I wanted to have a few ready for this. And the first one I did was a song that I did called Going Down the Road. It was it's considered a folk rock song. It basically about a guy that's just getting out of town, doesn't care anymore, quits his job, doesn't have a girlfriend or wife, him and the dog going and playing music. So I took the original basement tape and I put it into the systems. And you basically do that by going audio and upload, and then you copy over the song. We'll do that in a minute. But this is the original song that I wrote for FOM. This was back in 2008.
Well, I'm going down the road, going down the road, going down the road today. I ain't too happy with this here life, and my future looks so far away. My friends done left me, my boss said to go, and I don't even have a baby. So me and my dog Scout, we're headed down south where we can play our music all day. It started on a Monday, my
You get
clothes were
the
all muddy
idea.
from a
So
holler in the night.
that's the original song that is now uploaded here. So what I can do is I can take that song and create a cover, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So the first thing I did was it created these two right here. Now here's the difference between the. So this is, we'll just do one of the two. Okay, and so it moves into the first verse, and it did it great. The only problem that I saw was that if I had a bad recording, I had to go back and make sure that the lyrics were right because it was doing its best to try and figure out the lyrics. But every now and then it made a mistake. I totally get it. That's not a professional recording right here that I put in there. So I had to make sure that, that all fit. And then I also, with that song, I wanted to change one lyric because the next verse, it goes, let me think about this. Come into work on Monday. My clothes are all muddy from hollering the night before. And then go on to say that the boss was really upset with me. I ended up punching him and then walking out the door. That was the lyric. And it's like, this might be a little bit too aggressive in this day and age. If I would have pushed this back out in 2008, there would have been pushback. But nowadays, I understand that that lyric needs to change. So I basically changed it from punching the guy to just taking my badge and throwing it on the floor, grab my hat, walk out the door. Because it worked. It worked. And so I went and created the next ones. So, and you could do that again and again and again. You can do extensions and all that stuff. But this is the final one right here that I liked. Here's the verse.
Started on a Monday, my clothes were all muddy from a holler in the night before. I stepped into work, my boss, he's a jerk. He told me head back out the door. He said I had it coming, I said ain't that something, and dropped my badge on the floor. I grabbed my hat and said, hey, look at that, I don't work for you no more. That's right, so I'm going down the road.
There you go. So that's the song. I feel that that's a better version of something a little bit more updated for today. Now, the cool thing, like I said, is I can stem this all out, take out the lead vocals, maybe take out the guitars, and I could take this song and I can mix it down as WAV files. And then let's say I'm going out to a solo acoustic show, and they have the ability to let me connect up the computer and play the backing tracks. I can actually play the song kind of like a karaoke song with these backing tracks, play the guitar and sing at the same time. And that's what I really like about this is I can put this all together. Since I do have the technology, I could put it into a video and actually turn it into a karaoke track if I wanted to. But for the most part, it's got everything that I need for doing something like that. And once again, I can take out a guitar and put in something else. The solos are still a little bit all over the place. So you got to watch out for that because it'll be doing some solo go and all of a sudden it's so it doesn't know how to transition on solos as much. So, and you can really tell an AI song when that happens because it just feels jarry. And listening to solos for many, many years, you can really tell the difference. But if you could take those out and put your own solos in there, that changes the game. And that's what this does right here. So Mind's Eye goes, Suno version sounds good too. The original version. Yeah. Thank you very much for saying it sounds good. It was a little bit off. Like, you could hear it when I overdubbed my voice. You could hear, just separation and everything like that because I didn't do any extra work to it. He goes, excellent ways to use Suno. Absolutely. Absolutely. So another song I've always loved is a song I wrote called Never Been to Jamaica. And so I think this is is this the original? Yeah, this is the original. A little bit of shaker in the background.
Never been to Jamaica, but I really like to go. So if you have a spare ticket, please let me know.
And it's going to go in the verses and everything like that. Another thing you can do is that you can take the audio and say, hey, I only want the first part. You can cut out the rest of it, and then we can remix it from there. And of course, this is one of the options that it came back with.
Never been to Jamaica, but I'd really like to go. So if you have a spare ticket, please let me know.
Okay, you get the idea. So now I'm taking a lot of songs that I haven't thought about in many years, and this is the same thing. I think it was just they just found another John Lennon tape, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it, how to remaster it, because some of these sound like what I've recorded. In fact, if you watch the Beatles, the stuff on HBO, that some of that stuff it sounds like it's from a studio, and they can remaster it, and they're not putting too much AI into it, but there is AI that's going into it, and there's no way around it. There's no way to change that, because let's be really, really honest with this. AI has been infiltrating audio for a few years now, audio and video. You want to upscale something, make it look digitally remastered. Yeah, there's a lot of work that can be done to it. But if you have a system that knows how to do that, then you don't have to worry about that part. And you just walk away, get a cup of coffee, wait a couple hours, and then come back. And then all of a sudden it's sounding better. It's looking better. With AI, like for instance, even with live performances, you could go in to on a venue or something like that at the soundboard. You can set up a computer, you can set up some software, and let's say the lead singer is just a little bit off tonight. You click a little button, say this song's in G, and all of a sudden they're singing perfect in key. Is that AI? Absolutely. So lots of things, like reverbs and delays and things like that. All of that stuff can now be put into AI, so somebody doesn't have to tap on something to get it to go into tempo and work from there. Even the mixers, the Stagecraft and QSC mixers and the X32s all have options that you can do an auto mix into it, and it's using a form of AI to actually mix and change the vocals. There was one with the Allen and Heath CQ18 last summer. I was mixing some bands with that, and I basically did auto mix, which helped with the wireless microphones, especially since they were getting very close to the speakers, and a lot of feedback was starting to happen from there. So with that, AI has infiltrated music for many years. This is a logical next step, but if you use it as a tool, all of a sudden it's a better next step. So I'll get off that soapbox, but Tinkerboy says, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers using AI for Halal, and going, it was great, and I think did justice. Okay, yeah. In fact, there's also going over to video, there is now a movie that's coming out starring Val Kilmer. And Val Kilmer gave permission to do this when before he passed away, and his family was closely monitoring it. They grabbed clips from movies and interviews and all that other stuff. And he's going to be in a movie about the life of, I think it's a soldier. I didn't see the whole trailer yet. But if you think about that, that's how things are going to change. We've already de-aged Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. We're bringing people back from the dead now. And we're even seeing and following AI musicians. There's been a few stories about, some pop sensation that she doesn't exist. Or there was one on Spotify with a country artist. Doesn't exist. But they got great music. You listen to that music. So now, here I think I have great music. But you wouldn't listen to that in the form that I had it. But if I turned it and pushed it in through AI, I might have something better, and then a better idea. And I say, oh, I like this as a polka more than I do as a rock song. And then all of a sudden I'm changing it, but then I can bring it back in, and then I can actually have a drummer play the drum part. I can have a guitarist play the guitar part, so on and so forth. So that is where this tool really comes in. And we're going to show you, because we got only a few minutes left here, I'm going to show you how this all works. So let's go ahead and upload a song. And this is a song, once again, from my FOM days. And it's called Never on Time. And I have the document and I have the MP3 right here. So we're just going to upload the MP3. So there's the clip being uploaded right there. And let's see. I think I can open the document. Oops. View my documents. I just want to view it. So here's the lyrics right here. Train stopped by, just another day. I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely. I feel so lost. If I don't, I'll go insane. Never before have I ever met a girl like I knew from school. Blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of a downer. Actually, now I'm looking at it. It's probably not my best choice for songs. But the whole point is, here we go. We've got the song. Here it is, Never on Time. And this is how it goes.
Time, second song.
The train stops here in just another day. No, it's time to change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane.
Yeah, what I really liked about it was that riff that I'm doing here. And I really do want to preserve that riff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Remix Edit here, and we're going to say Cover. And I actually did this last year. They had a little contest last Thanksgiving, I think it was, where they had an actual country artist, and they said, make a new version of his song. And of course, this is what we did. We did cover. And then we turned around and changed lyrics or added sections and things like that to make it more of a joint effort to make the best song possible. So, but anyway, so now we're going to hit cover here. Now everything is going to populate over on the left side. There's the audio right there, and we can add in and out everything right here. We've got the lyrics right here. So let's make sure that we have the lyrics looking right. Train stopped by, just another, I'm going to put this over, let's see, over here. So, and it's added more. As you can see, it says male voice, vocals enter, 2 acoustic guitars strumming, percussive palm mutes. The train stops here in just another day. Mine's by another day, but I'm good with that. And then this is the lyric, I'm ready for a change. And I want to put it over here. And I could basically copy and paste this over here. So it says, I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane. If I don't go, I'll go insane. But if I don't leave, I kind of like that better. And that does the syncopated strumming. Hopefully it'll put in that riff that I had there. Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. That sounds right. She's tall, she's tall, she's pretty. She had beautiful eyes and a warm smile too. But that train rolled on and the others gone on. I never was on time. I heard the whistle blowing and I went running, but I couldn't catch the ride. I couldn't catch the ride. All right, there we go. I wanted to do it like that. So I won't worry about the rest. I can actually change the rest a little bit later. So if I don't like it, I can go into the editors and actually say, hey, this lyric's supposed to be this. And then it does a really good job in replacing the lyrics too. So, but this is the song. And we'll go back here. Let's, we highlighted the whole song to cover. And we're going down here. And now look at the styles. It says acoustic folk rock, 2 acoustic guitars playing rhythmically, strumming patterns. I don't think it was 2. It was just a single acoustic guitar. 1 acoustic to the guitar playing rhythmic strumming patterns with a frequent percussive palm mute and syncopated accent. A dedicated riff inside the strumming. So basically I'm saying that I want that dun 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 dun. So it says, then a clean electric bass follows the root notes, the chord progression, male vocals delivered mid-range tenor, slight rasp, tempo's 105 beats per minute in 4/4. Arrangement is centered on the interplay between 2 acoustic guitars. I don't know where it got that, but okay. One providing steady rhythmic bed while the other adds a melodic flourishes. We'll keep that in there. We'll see what happens. We could add more. We could have a mellow synth, or let's rock funk or organo or anything like. No, we're not adding organo. And let's see. Let's go here. More options. Do we want weirdness? Do we want audio influence? I want to bring that up. I want that to be very much, we'll say about 90%. There we go. Style influence, we'll push that up. And we're not doing the weirdness. So we're going to bring it down to 20%. And then, of course, the song is called Never on Time. We've got that in the title. That's great. So now I'm going to hit create, and that's going to create 2 songs, Never on Time. There we are. So that was the original right here. And then these are the 2 new versions in 5.5. And that's fairly straightforward on doing that. So you just have to, like I said, watch the lyrics that you put in and make sure it's doing the recording as best as possible. Now, I've never done the 90% audio influence, so I'm very interested to hear how that's going to come out. So here's the first one. Oh, yeah.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane. Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. She's tall, she's pretty, she had beautiful eyes and a warm smile too. But that train rolled on and others gone on. I never was on time.
Yep.
I heard the whistle blowing and I went to running, but couldn't catch the ride. It went down the line.
All right, I like that a lot. I really do. It's exactly, it's got the bumps that I was looking for, that's the changes. It's exactly the song. I love that. Let's hear the second version. It might give me a different alternative. This one drives it at the beginning a little bit more.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for
Full
a change.
Sorry.
I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane.
Oh, with little congas or bongos.
Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. She's tall, she's
I love it.
pretty, she had beautiful eyes and a warm smile.
See if it does that.
But that train rolled on
Yep.
I heard the whistle blowing and I went to running, but couldn't catch the ride. It went down the line.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Both of those are great, and they're awesome. Looks like Tinkerboy just said I did a few songs, and it was pretty cool. Thanks for the info. You're absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Let me know. Let me know what you end up doing if you got any songs that you're going to publish or whatever. So, let's do this. I did do something. You might have noticed it. I went and I added acoustic folk polka. I don't know what that means. But these other two songs are ready to be downloaded and restemmed or whatever. Take out certain choruses or whatnot. But here's the first one. This is a acoustic folk polka. We'll see how it works.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane.
Okay, that one, it's still in the country. Let's see what the other one does. It's very staccato, but it keeps with that, and it might be because of the fact that I have this audio influence up at 90%, and I just noticed that there's a little harmonica, but I didn't hear a vocal there.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for
But it sounds the same, so. All right, we're going to get a little bit more into it. So I'm going to say 80s metal. We'll see what happens with 80s metal. We're getting pretty much the same thing. So let's take out the audio influence and style. We'll bring that down. We'll bring up the weirdness a little bit,
I'm ready for a change.
because I really wanted to get in some sort of 80s metal sound. The second one, we're hearing guitars, a little bit more crunchier guitars for sure. And double bass drums.
The train stops here in just another day.
All right, so now we've changed this. This is with this new level.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane. Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. She's tall, she's pretty, she had beautiful eyes and a warm smile too. But that train rolled on and others gone on. I never was on time. I heard the whistle blowing and I went to running, but couldn't catch the ride. It went down the line.
All right, we're hearing more metal stuff here. So we're getting a lot more as we keep going. Can you put in something that changes the hit pitch more than the Iron Maiden? Yeah, I could, definitely. So I just changed the tempo on these next two. But let's see.
The train stops here in just another day.
Let's see if we can do that. All right, these next two, we're gonna hopefully get a better or different sound, a faster. It doesn't seem to change the tempo, unfortunately.
The train stops here in just another
And now we have a female voice.
I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane.
Let's see what this one does. Just waiting for the voice.
The train stops here in just another day.
Okay, so very similar to that first one. All right, so we did a little bit more in here. Let's bring up the weirdness.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane. Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. She's tall, she's pretty, she had beautiful eyes and a warm smile too. But that train rolled on and others gone on. I never was on time. I heard the whistle blowing and I went to running, but couldn't catch the ride. It went down the line.
All right, so that was the first one. This is a little bit more milder. You like hers better? Yeah. It does sound pretty cool.
The train stops here in just another day.
Pretty similar. All right, I made some more changes on this one, these two up here. Let's go this one. It's not doing the time signature. I wanted it to do 5/4. Oh, there we go, a different beat.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready
Same
for
vocals.
a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Never be
Let's try this one.
just another day. I'm ready for a change.
Okay.
I feel so
One more try here. I'm really hoping that they're going to give me a different female vocal.
the train stops
Nope,
here in
same
just
vocal.
another day.
That's something I'll have to talk to them about that, because I really want to have a different female, you know, like a more songbird, hit the high notes. So it's going, chains on the high, like that. Let's see what happens here. Oh. Oh. Oh.
The train stops here in just another day.
Same voice.
For a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If
But it's
I
still a good
don't
song.
leave, I'll go insane.
Let's see, with the changes to the accuracy of the song, I want to see if it hits the things that I like about this song. Because it's still hitting the riff.
Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. She's tall, she's pretty, she had beautiful eyes and a warm smile too. But that train rolled on and others gone on. I never was on time. I heard the whistle blowing and I went to running, but couldn't catch the ride. It went down the line.
Okay, yeah, it's still sticking with that. I'm gonna skip this a little bit. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for right here.
Train is late, you sit and wait, biding your time. Shuffle your feet, adjust your seat, looking for a sign, looking for a sign.
I'm gonna listen to this one. I'm gonna probably listen to this one after first, but you get the idea. Let's bring this down. So that's basically it. That's what I really wanted to show, is how you could take a song that you wrote maybe many years ago. Maybe you're cleaning out the garage and all of a sudden you find all your paperwork or whatnot, your old basement tapes. And I have my 4-track recorder. This is how I first thought about this, was because I had that 4-track recorder, and I was like, I got to put this in here, and I got to see what's going to happen. Now, a lot of the stuff I already put onto the computer rather than having on 4-track, but it was, you might go that far back. You might find something maybe your mom or dad did if they were musicians. And there's many different programs out there that will take anything in the background out to get the vocals. And then you could put it into here, and you could try to match. So now your dad or your mom's singing Glory Hallelujah, just as an example. And then all of a sudden all this music's changed. And that's what I like about this. Plus, I now am inspired to take a look at some of my older songs that I really liked and I did play out a few times, and see how I can make them better for 2026, 2027, 2028. And maybe even come out with an album. Maybe. So, Tinkerboy says, Lita Ford with Country. Yeah. Yeah, close. And yeah, I liked all of those. So, but anyway, what do you guys think? What do you think of Suno? Do you use a different service? Let me know in the comments below. Geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine. You can like, subscribe, comment, bell notification. And then, of course, we did have the supers. So if you want to throw a few dollars, Venmo.com/Geekazine or Patreon.com/Geekazine. That helps keep the lights on. So, all right, that does it for me. Thanks a lot for everybody that was in the chat. Mostly Tinkerboy, and who was the other one? Mind's Eye Productions. Did I miss anybody? No, it does not look like that. I'm going to try and do some more Suno AI stuff in the future. But for now, that's it for me. Thanks a lot for listening. We'll give you this last one in its full entirety for the last 4 minutes, so you can sit there and enjoy and not hear me speak. So enjoy in Geek. That's weird. Geek. I can't. It's like rock on, devil, whatever, hang loose, everything like that. Take care.
The train stops here in just another day. I'm ready for a change. I feel so lonely, I feel so lost. If I don't leave, I'll go insane. Never before have I ever met a girl like I dated from school. She's tall, she's pretty, she had beautiful eyes and a warm smile too. But that train rolled on and others gone on. I never was on time. I heard the whistle blowing and I went to running, but couldn't catch the ride. It went down the line. People can't change through the test of time because of others or just on their own. Your best friend makes you happy, then one day you wanna go. So the train rolls by and people wave high, but the train is not on time. And you stand at the station waiting for the change, taking your time to go down the line. Train is late, you sit and wait, biding your time. Shuffle your feet, adjust your seat, looking for a sign, looking for a sign. I ran into a girl just the other day. She was looking for a change. She feels so lonely, she feels so lost. If she don't go, she'll go insane. So she stands in a line, waiting on time, looking down the line, shuffling her feet, adjusting her seat, waiting on the line, but never